Hey Brian, what did you think of that new Joker trailer?
I think he's speechless. He's knocked out. Don't know what to say.
So welcome back to episode 15 of the Regular Size Man podcast. My name is Sam and I'm joined with just Jacob again this week because Brian's still not here. Anyway, how you doing, Jacob? What's new? What's happening?
Doing good. How are you, man?
Yeah, pretty good, thank you. Pretty good. Same old, really.
Mm-hmm.
I started 13 Reasons Why. Was this week?
Oh, I think you mentioned it to me during the week, but I don't know if we talked about it last week because I've finished it.
You finished it?
Yeah, Anna watched it, so I've been there, and I've missed a few episodes. She's recapped it, but I've watched the last 4.
I honestly just I watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And it just got so confusing after the first 2 episodes that I just kind of gave up. And I honestly just looked up who killed Bryce Walker, and then I just kind of gave up on it because it just got so confusing and just so I don't know, it was so jumpy between the two, the flashbacks and the time. I just got confused and I just couldn't be bothered watching it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was like that too. I thought that too, but then because Anna would just be watching, I just tune in maybe a couple episodes here and there. And I was like, this actually is kind of good. And I kind of really enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was. I watched the first 2 seasons. I binged the first 2 seasons. I quite enjoyed them. But this one, for some reason, I don't know, just couldn't do it.
I mean, the plot's non-linear. So it's kind of weird. But, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Alrighty, so we got a few interesting trailers to start us off. So I want to start with Star Wars first. I know we put it third, but I want to start with this.
Let's get that
because I always want to talk about, before we get into this, that it always happens to us that whenever we record a podcast, we'll record it and it'll be like, this is awesome, great work guys, you've done well. And then about an hour or 2 later, something big drops for us. And when we record the podcast on a Monday and we release it on a Wednesday. And whenever something big releases on a Monday night for us, we're just sitting here well, goddamn. It's going to be old news.
I've come to a conclusion that the world just hates us.
Yeah, or maybe it's just a pattern that everything releases on Monday night for us, and we probably should record this on Tuesday. But
yeah,
fuck it.
It's definitely really annoying. It's I can't pinpoint the exact ones, but it's definitely happened a few more times than just this, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, for this one to be announced, I was kind of pretty shitty at it because I was like, we could have had a really good talking point last week, and now we have to cover it this week.
And we're covering it this week, and it's kind of like old news, so we're not really going to talk about it a lot because
it's been talked about a lot.
You've probably heard it from other podcasts.
Yeah.
From every other nerd culture podcast.
Exactly.
Yes. Anyways, so trailer got released. It's a big talking point because it's going to be the last movie of the saga. The 9-movie saga.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, probably the biggest thing that's been taken from it was Rey is seen with as a Sith with a switchblade type of lightsaber that was read very poorly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been the big talking point of everybody's thing. So we're going to give our hot take on it, which you've probably heard before, but we're going to say it anyway.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's going to be better coming from us.
Oh, yeah.
So,
what did you think?
I don't think it's her.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the biggest thing. Okay, so there was apparently what happened was Disney, on some sort of a website they owned, when they first uploaded, they wrote something about it. Yeah, the trailer that was at D23, which was this one, and the official description was that it's a vision. It was called the vision that Rey of this of what happened with Rey in the Sith stuff. So then it's been deleted since. So it's not described as a vision anymore. But that's what it was originally described as. So everyone's just like, okay.
It's a vision.
It's a vision. Wow.
That was a bit silly from Disney.
Exactly. But a lot of other people are also saying, like us, I think, that that because that's in the trailer, she's probably going to be good.
Yeah.
Which I also agree with, definitely. I don't think she'll go to the dark side.
Nah, I just don't see Disney doing that.
They're just not. You know what?
They don't have the balls to do it, in my opinion.
Unless what they're going for is they're going to reveal that in the trailer, and it is a vision, but then just right in the last moment she goes, screw it, I'm gonna be a Sith, which I think she might, because I think that'd be an awesome way to end it.
Yeah,
Like she's inspired all this new comeback, the rebellion, you know, like the rise of all the new Jedis, on if that even exists. But like then she just goes, "No, I'm a Sith Lord." That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, like I don't know, like
I'd kind of like it.
yeah.
It'd be weird. I hope that she doesn't have that switchblade lightsaber, but we can't all get what we want because that is an awful lightsaber. I don't like that at all.
You didn't like it?
No way, man.
Why not?
I don't know, man. Like, I get they want to keep like making different ones, and that's fair enough.
Disney need to make money.
Yeah, and like not even just for that sake. Just you got to keep doing fresh stuff. Like I think Kylo Ren's is a shit design, but I like it. Like I wouldn't, if I was a Sith Lord, I wouldn't want it, but it looks cool. But like I would not want Rey's. I just want a simple lightsaber blade.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I just see it as something that I think it's too risky for Disney.
Probably is, yeah.
I mean, it'd be really cool, but like in their mind, it's too risky to do. It's kind of like having the ending of like Endgame being Thanos wins, and that's how they end the Infinity Saga, and they don't do Phase 4. But I feel like Disney will want to milk the series. Like even though they say it's the end of the saga, I feel like they're gonna want to milk it more. I just feel like they just can't like end it. Obviously, they want to release stuff outside of the Avatar release times because I know that's why they're avoiding.
I mean, I suppose if they do opt to go, okay, this is Rey, like this is who she is. And like not a Sith, so she's good and whatever. I suppose that does mean that's the end of what are they called? The Order.
Yeah,
something like I can't even remember, man. Whatever the Sith Empire is called. Not the Empire anymore.
I don't remember either. So yeah,
like whatever that's called. Yeah,
the Order. Yeah,
it's done. Yeah. So then the next saga, when they start that, it's a completely fresh new take. It's not just like the rebels or the rebellion against a brand new, you know, like Sith kind of villain. Like you'd still have someone with a lightsaber like that.
First Order.
The First Order. There you go.
Yep.
Like it wouldn't. The next saga would just be like you could do a lot more different things rather than having again another Sith-led Order, if that makes sense, or Empire. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with that makes sense. But yeah. But yeah, like you got a whole nother direction to go towards in the next saga. So from that mindset, I would prefer Rey to be good, but I also wouldn't mind if she went bad.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's a hot take.
Yeah. Should we move on to Titans?
We should move on to Titans.
Cool.
So Titans dropped another trailer for season 2 that it's going to be So going to be premiering on September 6th on DC Universe. I'm not sure if it's coming to Netflix straight away, but
I'm hoping so.
I'm hoping so. If not, we'll watch it on DC Universe. I don't even think we have that here.
We did talk about it in week 12, but the only thing we talked about was just the new characters coming out because we hadn't watched it yet.
And they also did release a new trailer on top of that. So this is a new one.
You're right,
and this one gave more of an insight into Deathstroke.
Yeah, definitely.
And showed off a bit of, I was about to say a bit of gameplay, but no, we're not talking about games. Showed off a bit more of footage of him in action.
Yep.
And he looks cool. He looks a bit like Deadshot, I won't lie.
He does a little bit. But that's probably just because he had the gun with him.
Probably. But in saying that, it does look really cool. And it kind of left me confused. I don't know about you.
It definitely left me confused.
Because if a spoiler alert for season 1, right now, the way that season 1 ends is like, what's his name?
Are you talking about the dad?
No.
Dick.
Yeah, Dick.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson is left possessed.
Yes.
If you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And that's how it ends. And I was like, well, that's shit.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So, and then like in this new trailer you're watching of season 2 and he's just like fine. And it's like this whole thing was set up for Rachel, for her dad to come back and take over the world.
But the first trailer did show Dick possessed.
Yeah, and then
which is what's odd.
And then so it was like that was then and this is now.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happens in that time? How are you just gonna dismiss this giant character that's come up, that's taken a whole season to come about?
Yeah.
And then they're just gonna fuck him off because of Deathstroke. Well, Deathstroke takes out the dad. Like just
my whole trepidation, which I think I did mention to you earlier, was that you have that story where Dick is possessed. I felt like the ending of season 1 was like, you can't, if you're going to leave him possessed for at least some part of season 2, it's not going to be a quick story. It's not going to be like a 1 or 2 episode or maybe even 3 episode thing where he's possessed for that long and then it's over.
And
then if it's going to be longer than that, which I think it has to be for the story to be right, how do you even have Deathstroke as a villain for long enough to develop him enough? And if you're gonna have him for more than one season, Deathstroke as a villain, that's kind of just like what you're doing with season 1. You're just having a villain go for more than like a season and a half. Like, do you really want that?
Well, it looks like, now that I think about this, Batman obviously is in season 2.
Yes.
Like, not as Batman, but like as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And at the end of season 1, they set up Dick to be like like that scene when he's like chasing down Batman, and he like puts an end to him and kills him. And it's like, is that how they're meant trying to tie this in? You know what I mean? Like, him taking out Batman in his dreams and him being best friends with Bruce Wayne in season 2. Like, what are they trying to do? Like, to me,
it seemed like they were setting up him becoming Nightwing. So I think at the very least, the end of the season, he'll be Nightwing.
Yeah.
Which would be cool. But yeah,
oh, no, I'm down for that.
I'm with you on that. It seems
it's an odd way to tie it in.
I don't think they're gonna. It seems really stupid.
Yeah,
like if that's what they're gonna do. So I don't think they're gonna fuck it up. But at the same time, like it's an obvious trepidation that we have. Like, how are they gonna finish the story of Rachel and her father taking over the world and having Dick possessed, while still having Deathstroke as a meaningful villain? Because Deathstroke's a really big villain in the Teen Titans comics. So to have him for less than a season, I feel like would be extremely underwhelming if that is what they do.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just odd. Like, they're just completely ignoring. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's a whole element missing. So, look, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. But
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think we said this on week 12. But I am really now excited to see Superboy and Aqualad and Wonder Girl in costume and Deathstroke's daughter Ravager.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, don't get me, I'm excited for the new characters too.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just like, I guess me and you have the same concern of what the hell's going to happen to the story.
Yeah. I don't know how many episodes they've announced for this one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look up, but I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a little more than... Is it 11, was it?
11, I think it was 11, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it's a little bit more than 11, especially to complete the story. But yeah.
Yeah. I think, what if they just like completely just ignore it and just go on with the story like nothing happened?
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun at all. I would not watch it.
You wouldn't watch it?
No way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, just out of curiosity, are you going to watch Doom Patrol?
I want to watch it. It's one of those, like, see, I have this fear of starting new TV shows because I feel like I'll get addicted and not do anything in my life.
Yeah.
And there's so many shows that I need to watch. Like, we were talking about The Flash before because, spoiler alert, we're doing a Flash, like...
Movie pitch.
Although
you would have already seen it in the title. So.
Yeah. And so now I'm like, I want to watch the Flash TV show. But then Doom Patrol also looks good because of Titans. And then there's also just so many other shows that I want to watch.
I just finished Big Bang. So
you watched Big Bang?
So my slate's open.
And see, I'm watching The Office as well.
Oh.
See, like, it's just too much for me.
You've got a lot going on. You should have stuck to, like, one.
Well, I'm just, like, I feel like The Office is, like, you got to be, like, there's moods when you want to watch The Office and there's moods when you don't.
I agree with that, yeah.
So I need... Oh, sorry, excuse me. I need a show to watch that's when I'm not watching The Office.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I watch The Office when it's like just before bed, just winding down, whatnot. And I watch like my other shows like this. Like I watch The Flash. I probably watch The Flash to be honest.
It's
in other times, yeah. Well, the Doom Patrol's not on Stan or Netflix, so it's kind of easier to watch it.
Yeah.
I watch The Flash. Anyway, last trailer is Joker.
Yes.
So the Joker movie trailer.
The big news
has dropped and it just premiered in the Italian film festival it's in. And
the Venice Film Festival.
And boy oh boy.
It's got some really good reviews.
10 out of 10 out of 10
I
out of 10.
I saw 1.9.
I've seen all 10s. IGN 10 out of 10. 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. 5 out of 5 from Empire. 10 out of 10 from Forbes. Everybody is
the list goes on.
The lowest I've seen is a 4 out of 5.
Same, I saw a 4 out of 5.
1 4 out of 5, 4.5, and then the rest are just 10s or 5 out of 5s.
Yep, 100%.
Apparently, there was an 8-minute standing ovation at the end of the movie from the people watching it on the first on premiere. 8 minutes.
It's a long time to stand and ovate.
So, look, I have high hopes for this movie now.
Okay. Here's the thing though. Batman v Superman also got a standing ovation.
Did it?
Yes. However, that was internally watched. It was watched by the Warner Brothers executives.
I don't trust the Warner Brothers executives.
Yeah, I don't know whether to take this well, to even bother taking this on.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I mean, look, the good news is, it sounds really stupid to go with this source, but Rotten Tomatoes gave it 88%. And considering how many of the DC films aren't critically reviewed well from Rotten Tomatoes, that's a good sign.
Well, the way that I watched IGN's review of the movie just because I was bored, and what they said, what the reviewers said, I forgot who it was. He basically said it's about a guy who just loses his mind because of everything that happens in his life.
Yeah.
And then you slap on the DC and give him like the Joker persona, it just makes it even better.
Which I think is what the director was going for in the beginning anyway, because he said he wasn't using comic book references as such.
Todd Phillips?
Yes.
Yeah, so Todd Phillips, basically it's about a movie of you like seeing this guy and everything that he goes through and just how he fucking loses his mind in an unstable city and he just becomes unstable himself. So I you know why I have hopes? Warner Brothers were not involved in this that much.
Yeah, I like that too. It definitely just seems like an indie film and they've slapped DC on it.
Yeah. Which is good.
It's good, but
if done right. It seems like they've done it right.
It's good. Like, it'll be a good movie, but I also want to see, at the very least, like some relevant comic book references. Just the fact that like maybe they point to the fact that there's Ace Chemicals, or just stuff like in the locations and stuff. That's kind of like that's it's not going to be like, if it's not in there, I'm not going to be like it's a shit movie, but it's just
I know what you mean.
Like to see anyway.
Would you like to see like I think we talked about this a while back, but would you like to see this type of iteration of the Joker be transferred into like Patterson's movie?
Yeah, 100% I would.
You would?
Because I want to see. I think we've definitely said this before, because I know how much I want this to happen.
Yeah.
I want to see Patterson's set in the 90s, his Batman's, or the early 2000s, with the Joker. I think this is 80s.
Yeah.
Or late 70s at the least.
Yeah. It's 80s.
Yeah, I think it's 80s too. And then have a bit older Joker up against the Batman. So cool. He's more of a. So he really is like. I mean, in most of the iterations, he is a very psychological villain. But I really want to see him like, just be an old fuck that's been doing it for a while. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the only relationship he has with the Batman is that he just goes, "Oh, this is kind of cool. This is an idiot that dresses up as a bat."
Yeah.
And I want to be the dickhead that
kills him.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. But again,
that's a good pitch.
If it's also not
Warner Brothers, hide this man.
I'm hoping they say that after
Andy
Flash
Serkis, are you
pitch.
listening?
I'm hoping they say that after the Flash pitch.
Matt Reeves, are you listening to this? Hide this man,
please.
Get him on the story production.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we can both say like we're gonna go see this movie 100%.
We're doing a regular size review on it.
Yeah, regular size review is coming. We're both very excited for this. Like either way, and I think this like DC are going in a good direction. If like at this moment,
if this does well, I have a lot more faith restored. I'm not saying it's certain, but
like I mean, like Shazam was good. Now we're going into this. Suicide Squad 2's got James Gunn. Like
possibly Taika Waititi as well.
Like they've got this is a good movie. They've got a lot of potential. Matt Reeves Batman. Like if these movies are good, DCEU's like could make a good comeback. And that's what we love to see. Marvel needs some competition, otherwise they're going to get complacent.
100%.
So
100%.
Fingers crossed. Go DC. All right.
I'm not going to go DC, but yay DC.
Yay DC.
Okay.
Go Marvel.
All right. Do you want to start the rumor mill off?
I haven't got the buzzer up, but sure.
Okay. Would you want me to get it up and then you do the buzzer? I'll do the first one?
Yeah. Okay. I've got the buzzer for you. Hang on. I got it here. Okay. Don't you worry.
All right.
I've got it here. Watch this be an ad.
It's going to be an ad.
Oh, fine.
You got it. Oh, okay.
Rumor mill begins.
Let's go. All right. So, the Inhumans are rumored to be getting a reboot from Marvel Studios, this time under the guidance of Big Kev. Did you want to see this reboot? Did you see the original Inhumans?
No, I did not see the Inhumans.
So do you know anything about them?
No, tell me.
Think like X-Men, but they're from a different planet. So it's like aliens, pretty much.
Because they are Inhumans.
And they have, the leader is Black Bolt, who has like the power of, Black Canary from DC. She screams and shit. He kind of has like that, and he screams shit. It's just weird.
Okay.
So they're a bunch of weird people, and he's the king of the Inhumans. And it was done horribly by Fox. So would you like to see this in the Marvel universe in some form?
Yes, except it's just a mental asylum and they're all tripping on LSD. And
That'd be kinda
it's their
cool.
visions.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be...
A
yeah,
grounded take. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I'm all for having superheroes be like depicted in a very good way. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you see like the Inhumans. It has a sour taste in your mouth from what you've seen before.
Definitely.
So obviously, if you can get a reboot and it's done well, I'm all for it.
Sweet.
Yep.
Cool. Moving on.
All right.
Very
So
good.
the CW are moving forward with an Arrow spin-off set in 2040. It will be set in the dystopian Star City with Oliver Queen's daughter, Mia Smoke.
Smoke.
Smoke?
Some would say.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Smoke. Like Cloak, Smoke, maybe. It might, yeah, okay, maybe.
Smoke.
Anyway, Mia Smoke, aka Black Star, set to be the star. So do you want this to be a thing, or do you think that Arrow should just stay over after the eighth final season?
Okay, well, it needs to be said that Brian and I watched Arrow religiously up until about season 5.
Yep.
We kept watching it. Season 5, like the whole point was like they had the flashbacks for 5 years because that's how long he was on the island, and everyone was like, "Oh, is it going to keep on going after season 5 because there'll be no more flashbacks?" And for some reason, they kept on going, and it truly became a horrible show. So I don't want to see this at all. I think that the CW universe is... Flash has been shit for a while. Arrow's been shit for a while. Legends of Tomorrow I've always thought was shit, but apparently people like... and Batwoman's coming, so...
Yeah, what else?
And we
They
all know
have
how that was done well.
Is Supergirl CW?
Yeah, Supergirl's shit too, so...
Isn't Batwoman as well CW?
Well, yeah, so Batwoman will be CW. So overall, I don't...
just feel like CW just don't have a grip on their shows, apparently.
Look, it partly is because you've got a low budget for these superhero shows, which
Fair
is
enough.
understandable, but they're just shit anyway, so...
The stories, you mean?
Yeah, definitely. So I don't want to see this at all.
Okay, fair enough. All right,
Cool.
moving on.
Okay, and last rumor. So apparently, a Miss America series is being developed at Marvel for Disney Plus to go alongside Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Miss Marvel. Miss America is a Latina teenager raised in an alternate reality with the powers of interdimensional travel. She's been a part of the Young Avengers team in the comics. So, Sam, do you reckon this would be too many Marvel shows on Disney Plus in such a short period of time, or are you okay with it?
Yes and no. It depends if they're going to go ahead with this Young Avengers thing like we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it would make sense for the Young Avengers. But if they're making these like back to back to back, it could get a bit too much for certain people.
Yep.
I think they need to do it in a way that you can watch the shows and you'd get more of an insight to the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you could go without them and still, for some characters, like you could watch them and I don't know how to say this, but like
You could just watch them and it's like, okay, that's cool, but it doesn't...
It's not a
play into the
necessity for the movies.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it might get a bit too much, but it's like that little bit extra for the diehard fans.
I think that's what Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Miss Marvel will be. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I mean, again, they're going like very diverse, again, with more characters.
Mhm.
Like, you know, obviously going Latina teenager.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they go with the Young Avengers, I think it's a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Cool. Good to hear.
Cool.
So
All right.
is that room mill over?
That is where I've got out of the
You
buzzer.
got out the buzzer.
All right,
yeah.
cool. So, on to our only Marvel thing of the week.
Yeah.
Marvel.
Quite a bear this week.
We've got a little news, which is why we're doing the Flash thing.
It's been picked clean since D23. Not much left.
D23 is over. Gamescom's over. PAX West is on this week, but it hasn't really provided much in terms of gaming.
Oh well.
But that's okay. So, anyway. So, writer and director
I'll do it.
Just
Taika
say-
Waititi.
how do you say it?
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi. I always stuff it up.
You do every time.
So, writer and director Taika Waititi has confirmed that there'll be 2 versions of Thor appearing in Love and Thunder, both Jane Foster and the original Thor. So, do you reckon this will be a good? Do you reckon this is a good route they're taking?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely didn't want just to see the Mighty Thor, which would be Jane Foster.
Yeah.
I definitely still want to see Hemsworth Thor because he's just an awesome character. Like
I love Hemsworth Thor.
He got rebooted in Thor 3, so I was really disappointed when he didn't initially get announced to be there wasn't going to be a Thor 4 originally, and now that they've got it, I'm very happy. But I don't want to see him just go, especially as the Thor character.
Yeah.
I don't know what route they're going to take because I don't know the Thor comics very well at all. So I don't know what route they're going to take in getting Thor out of the universe, I suppose. I was always a big believer in the fact that I thought Thor was going to become the new king of Asgard.
Odin.
And pretty much be Odin, yeah. And so that's why, and so his new role will be kind of just off-world, establishing, I don't know,
Asgard.
a new Asgard, not on Earth, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was always going to be his role, but it's seemingly that Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie will be the queen of Asgard. So that's not going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think that Thor has, in some movies, not been... Like, think of the Thor movies. Ragnarok was amazing.
Yeah,
So
100%.
honestly, that's like top 5 Marvel movies for me.
Undoubtedly.
The original Thor movie, I liked.
I
Like,
don't
it wasn't...
mind
It, like, I was good. Like, it's a good watch.
The decision to dye his eyebrows was not a good decision.
We'll talk about that another time. But the Dark World...
I think it cops it's bad. Don't get me wrong, but I think it cops a little bit too much slack. The villain's bad.
It's a bit of a snooze fest.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like I'd happily watch it for Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah,
but the movie overall in terms of the MCU movie is a bit of a snooze fest.
it definitely
And
is.
because of that, I just want to see Thor just one more time. Just have a good movie where he's in it and he does some badass Thor things.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. I think he'll stay fat
You reckon?
for this. Yeah, I think the fact that Jane Foster's Thor's going to be in it as well as like Thor, I think it kind of means that like he'll be fat.
Once he gives his powers over, does he still have them himself or like?
Well, that's the thing.
Because like
Sorry, you go.
no, I'm saying because like if it'd be cool if they did something like where like he gave the powers over and they fight alongside each other like for the final boss battle and then like something happens to Thor. I hope he doesn't die, but like
I don't think he'll die. I think he'll just. I don't know how they're going to end his arc. But,
yeah, it's
but I don't think he'll die.
No,
I think I'm with you as well. I think
he
for it
falls
to,
in love with Valkyrie. I don't know.
no, because she's gay.
Oh, that's
I think
right.
she'll find someone in the movie. But I think
Jane.
Jane, yeah. I think she'll have a crush on Jane in like as a joke. I think that Thor. I do think the best way to do the climactic battle will be the two Thors are fighting alongside each other, and then original Thor has to fully give all of his power to Jane, and that's how she wins. And then I don't know what he's gonna do, but then he'll exit from there.
Yeah,
Maybe he just becomes a regular human and ages fine. Not like he doesn't turn to like Captain America and really old, but he just is a normal human and looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I suppose we got to see what happens with the Loki thing because Loki's
Apparently he's in it.
Yeah, exactly. So Loki's series as well might completely alter everything.
Yeah, because what I was going to say, like, yeah, I like that idea that he has to give the full power to defeat the enemy at the end. But yeah, maybe Loki just screws everything up. Who knows?
I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Loki will play like a
Major role?
No, but I do think. But I do think that like. I don't think it'll be a major role in the film. I think what might happen is whatever happens in his series has a lasting effect on what happens in the movie.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not directly in the movie that it happens, but it happens.
Anyway, maybe we do a Thor Love and Thunder movie pitch in the future.
Yeah, we could do that.
After the first trailer drops, maybe? Or do you want to do it before the trailer?
No, we'd do it before the trailer, I reckon.
All right,
100%.
well, if you want to see the Thor Love and Thunder movie pitch from us,
please let us know.
hit us up because I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah.
Because there's so much possibility here.
Yeah.
2 Thors?
2 Thors. Yeah.
I'm all for Thor.
I'm all for Thor.
That was your old gamer tag on
That was
wasn't it?
definitely my old gamer tag.
Anyway.
Before we go into the next one, so I was thinking about it. I reckon we save the pitch till last. What do you think?
Yeah.
So we can move on to the movies and the games news.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
All
right. Sweet. I was hoping you might get on board with it. But let's do it.
All right.
Okay. You go.
All right. Wait. So we're going with movies.
Yeah. Go.
Okay.
Take it away.
So the Uncharted movie lost its director again. So Sony Pictures have started this PlayStation Pictures thing. So where they attempt to make movies out of their games and other forms of media, like their PlayStation titles, they look to bring them to the big screen, as they have a lot of great PlayStation games, which would be great movies. And Uncharted is probably one of the prominent titles which people would like to see as a movie.
Yep.
And Tom Holland is committed to this movie for a while now,
Yeah.
where he looks to play a young Nathan Drake, and it's like a prequel to all of the games if you played them. So, but anyway, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Dan Trachtenberg, I think that's how you say it,
Nothing to do.
was a part of the movie for 8 months, and he decided that he's going to leave. So it's the 5th director they've lost since 2012.
So it's pretty damning.
Yeah,
It's not good.
and it's still, but apparently they're going to keep Tom Holland, and it's still meant to be releasing in 18th of December 2020.
It makes you wonder. It really does
Like,
make you
what
wonder.
the hell is happening?
Is it just that Sony's like, nah, we're not, like, that they're sticking with their story and they just need someone to fill in and that knows how to direct and do it? Or is it just like, who knows what it is? I got no idea what it is. Because if you got Tom Holland as young Nathan Drake, it's a good starting point.
Yeah, definitely. It's just Sony and Tom Holland. The combination's just cursed. Nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a Sony and Tom Holland thing.
Apparently not. Apparently not. I mean, I don't, but apparently
No,
not.
That's just
It's really odd though. Like, do you have any idea what you think it could be?
Tom Holland just starts swinging around like you're thinking he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
it's like,
it.
Tom,
That's it.
Tom,
That's
you're
it.
not
They go-
Spider-Man.
No, that's it. What's his name? Trachtenberg went to go and direct on the first day, so he had everything lined up, was about to direct it, and then Tom rocked up in his Spidey suit and started swinging. He was like, no, this is
I'm out."
Uncharted. We use ropes to get everywhere, and you don't wear the Spidey suit.
And he's like, nah, fuck off.
Yep, he's done it to every director, and they've all just left.
I honestly think it's probably Sony in their story. Like they want a very specific story, and I think it's very restrictive, and I don't think the director's having, like, I think it's what you said, because the Uncharted games have gone down extremely well, and they were extremely loved, and so I feel like Sony think they know what they're doing with the story,
I think so too.
and the director's like,
But that's a different thing. Like, they can still have their creative input.
I don't think Sony's letting them.
Yeah. No. I mean, Sony can still have their creative input with the director and let them take it wherever they think it should go.
Yeah.
But clearly, I don't think they're giving them enough creative freedom.
It might also just be that the PlayStation pictures are very new, so I feel like they might be not knowing what they're doing as well.
That's true.
There could be that as well.
Mm-hmm.
There could be a number of things that's happening, but we just know that this movie has just... It's very concerning, because this is a movie that I've really wanted to be good. Video game movies in the past have just been trash. All of them.
Oh yeah.
The only ones that have really been quote unquote good. The Resident Evil ones were good, but they weren't anything like the games.
Yep.
I liked the Assassin's Creed movie. However,
No.
well, look, I liked it. But did you ever play the games?
Yeah.
I liked it, but I saw it with my dad and other people who haven't played the games, and they're like, what the fuck?
It's a very confusing concept if you haven't been exposed to any of the games.
Exactly. I liked it for that reason.
But that's why I thought they should have just gotten rid of the whole Animus storyline. Just being like, he's an assassin.
Yeah.
And just picked a time period and gone with that.
That would have been better.
I think it would have been
But
better.
what I'm trying to say is it wasn't a bad movie. It was...
I reckon it was a bad movie.
Really?
I just reckon they didn't... I don't think... You need to be with a title like Assassin's Creed. You need to be catering for people that don't know what the movie, that don't know what it is. So I think they should have done a better job with that.
Oh no, I definitely agree. It wasn't the most amazing movie, but I thought it was decent.
It had its moments, definitely.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is we've seen worse movies, and the Need for Speed movie, it was just a normal racing movie with just a Need for Speed name. But I quite liked that movie too.
I haven't seen it.
That was a good movie. It had Aaron Paul in it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And a couple other, the guy from Captain America, Crossbones.
Oh, Frank Grillo.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think it was him. Might have been him.
I think his name's Grillo.
No,
yeah. that's his MCU name. I don't know what his name is, but
Anyway,
I know who he is.
He's in it.
I know who he is.
That's a good movie though. If you like cars and stuff, go watch the Need for Speed movie. Yeah, so I really want this movie to be good, but every time
it's not looking good, man.
But every time I hear news about this movie, it's bad.
I think they should just scrap it.
At this point, they should scrap it or just
Because imagine going to try and sell this movie.
Yeah,
You've already lost 5 directors, man.
It's not good.
Like that's bad stigma to have
I feel
for
like
any
just Tom
title.
Holland should. If Tom Holland leaves, it's over.
Tom Holland should leave.
I
I don't think he'll leave anymore because of the whole Sony Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, I don't think he will leave,
Yeah.
but I really want him to, because if this movie's bad, it would really hurt his career.
Oh yeah.
It really hurt his career.
But he could be good in a bad movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think if you've had 5 directors leave it, it's probably not Tom's fault.
Or it is. I mean, no.
So
probably
as
isn't.
long as he acts well,
Yeah.
even if it's a horrible movie, I think you can be like, it's not his fault. I think you can still be like, he's still a great actor and he'll still be fine.
I just don't know how you can make Uncharted a bad movie. It's not like, it's a very easy concept. You just got to make a good action movie. That's all you got to do.
I'm with you as well. I'm surprised that like so many directors have left, because like I feel like even if Sony's like, nah, we have all creative freedom, it wouldn't be that hard to just direct that or make it bad.
Or the story just might be horrible, and they've just like
The story might be horrible.
Yeah.
That's
We
the
know
thing.
Sony. What's the last good Sony movie that wasn't like a Spider-Man one, if you want to count
Oh, I was
that?
gonna say Spider-Verse.
Yeah, besides Spider-Verse. Besides Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. They haven't had a good year at all.
Good few years. So anyway, we don't know what's happening. Sony, please make a decent movie. For the love of God, I really want this movie to be good. So don't make it good.
Likewise.
All right, and we only have one thing of gaming news this week. We had a couple of releases, like Man of Medan released.
I did see
and
that.
Blair Witch released.
Oh, actually, and did you see the ape game?
The
I was-
Ancestors one.
Ancestors. I watched
Yeah.
a bit of gameplay on that. It looks really
You
cool.
play as a gorilla.
I kind of want to play it.
It looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
And Control released as well. If you're into that one as well.
I have no idea what that is.
It's the game Quantum Break that came out a few years back.
Nope.
Okay, well it's about this chick and she's got like powers. She can go into like an alternate realm. I haven't really played that much of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's cool. That released.
Okay.
Sony, PlayStation released their games of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Batman Arkham Knight was in there.
Yes.
I forgot the other one. And then Xbox has Hitman.
Oh,
so
cool.
games with gold, and Sony, if you want to go pick them up,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Good
They're
titles.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah. The games seem to be getting better.
They do. I think it's because they're getting to the point where it's like the newer, like those good games are getting older, so they can afford to be like, yep, there you go.
Also, I think that like they have to always put up a good lineup, because they know that like Microsoft are going to put up a good lineup because they know Sony's going to put up a good lineup, and then
And
vice
then it's
versa.
just like, yeah.
So they just kind of do it now just because they know that the opposition is going to do it.
Yeah.
But what Xbox does, which is weird, is they do like some games will be free for the first half of the month, and then some will be second half of the month they're free. So they put out more games. So and a lot of
Interesting.
them they can put out backwards compatible as well, which is
Yeah.
cool. So
Interesting.
like they're like 360 games that can be played on Xbox One. So anyway, that's that.
Yes.
And the other gaming news we had is that Disney have announced that the original Aladdin and Lion King games are being remastered for the Nintendo Switch.
Very exciting news.
That is exciting. I know you played them back in the day. I never played the old games.
They're fun. They look cool.
And I think the Switch is probably the perfect place for them. I feel like it's very family oriented.
I completely agree with you.
But again, like the movie's banged, and so they're like, let's capitalize on this bad boy, and we're making a HD remaster of the games. And
I'm excited.
Disney, I told you, Disney's got to get their paycheck. They're making a new Star Wars game. No, they are making a Star Wars game. It's coming out this year.
making a Star Wars game.
It's coming out this year in November. Like, they put in their they're putting their eggs in all different baskets.
And it's paying off. It's paying off. They're selling them to
Very
the highest.
profitable eggs.
It's a very good market they're in.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's.
Oh, you're excited. So I'm just about to grab a drink. You go.
I was ready to move on.
Go, move on.
Okay, cool. All right, so, well, yeah. So seeing as though we did pretty well on the Man of Steel 2 pitch, we figured let's give this another go. So Andy Muschietti, the director of the upcoming film It 2, has confirmed that The Flash will be his next directing role. So that's pretty interesting, considering I think 3 directors have dropped out of that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we thought, hey, let's bring back the well-received segment. Let's do another movie pitch. So we're going to do the Flash movie pitch, and we're hoping it comes out in the next couple of years. But I think,
so Ezra Miller is also staying on as a Flash.
Yes.
He's confirmed this one.
yep. You and I think you're going to go first.
You want me to go first?
I do want you to go first.
All right. So mine, I've taken a bit of a different approach to you. You've gone all out and written the fucking book.
Oh yeah.
And what I've done is I've kind of I've set up the story, and I've given it two paths and a possible ending.
Yep.
But like it's kind of like Act 1 and Act 3 are kind of similar, but then Act 2 just changes.
Okay.
So my enemy of choice was Savitar. So he is classified as the god of speed. And his powers are super speed, accelerated healing, and force field. He can make force fields, and he can time travel. So a little bit of background about Savitar. So he was originally an unnamed pilot for a third world nation who was to test a supersonic fighter jet during the Cold War. As he reached top speed, the plane was struck by what appeared to be lightning, and he went down in hostile territory. Discovering he could defeat the enemy by moving at super speed, he became obsessed, naming himself after the Hindu god of motion, Savitar. Yep, and dedicating his life to unlocking its secrets. So as he studied, Savitar discovered new powers that no other living speedster has mastered, so he can protect himself in a force field, give speed and kinetic energy to objects or other people, and even those in a rest state. And he can also heal his own injuries almost instantly due to his increased metabolism. And I think I need that for myself, so I can keep eating like a fat ass.
I'd love that.
So, anyway, that's like his backstory in the comics and what he does, and that's his powers.
Yep.
So, my intro is the same. It's a post-Justice League, so the Flash has gained modern-day popularity, and he's got fans all over. They love him. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the intro kind of just shows how popular the Flash is and whatnot. Then it will cut to the pilot Savitar, who's he's a modern day. So I've done this in modern day instead.
Okay.
So he's an Air Force pilot, and he's one of the best, but he's still in a more of a third world country. I haven't decided what country it is, but he's in a lesser popular country, less a bit more poor and stuff, but he's an Air Force pilot.
Yes.
And he's one of the best. And he's taken leadership of the Air Force and was test flying a new jet. So he was like a general of the Air Force and whatnot. And during those intros, you can go to flashback to his trainings and him climbing up the ranks and receiving his little award to fly this plane.
Yep.
So anyway, as he's flying, the plane does get struck by lightning and is lost. So the plane begins to crack, go down.
Yep.
So I'm going to start calling him Sav because it's easier.
Yep.
So story 1 is...
That's a cool hip nickname, by the way.
Sav.
Yeah.
I know, right? I'm going to name my child Savitar so I can call him Sav. Big Sav.
I don't get around that.
No, okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, so story 1. So the Flash comes to the rescue and saves the plane from crashing and finds Sav, who is unaware of his powers. So the two become friends, and by accident, Sav finds his powers after questioning Flash about how he discovered his own powers. So, you can do a flashback for Flash if you want to, but probably isn't needed.
Yeah.
But it's there. The idea is there if you want it.
Yep.
So over time, the friendship kind of starts to drop out a bit because Sav becomes more cocky now that he has his powers, and he becomes more of a TV face. And because he becomes a TV face and a bit of a showboat, he gains a lot of followers, and he I guess a cult.
Yep.
Who they love him and they think he's like a god because of his powers. People think he's better than the Flash because he's more, because he can do all this stuff. Anyway, he becomes a showboat and he becomes very popular and gains a cult following. So Flash tells him that he needs to settle down, be careful, and because he can get the wrong type of attention from an enemy or something. Casual superhero conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And out of rage, Sav attacks the Flash and leaves him in a bad state and just attacks him because he thinks he's better. So the Flash has to then track down Sav and defeat him and put an end to his cult because Sav's plan is to give his cult powers, as he can do that, and overrun the world and make him the leader, be the god of the world.
Okay.
So that's the first one.
Yes.
The second one is, so the plane crash is happening and he's falling.
Yes.
And Flash finds out about it, but there's also another bad incident that's happening that I have not figured out what that incident would be.
Okay.
And Flash has to come between the decision of what he does,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes to save the others. And Sav...
He doesn't go to the Savitars.
He doesn't go to Savitar, and he goes to the other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so the plane crashes, and Savitar miraculously lives because he's got these powers and he can heal himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he survives a crash, and he uses the accelerated healing and discovers the lightning strike gave him powers.
Mm-hmm.
He returns home to his home country and shows the masses what he can do in his little home country, and they all choose to follow him and see him as a god. And that's partly out of fear because these people and some of the military tried to stop him, and he wiped them out.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and so they all follow him, and he becomes their god and their leader.
So similar to the first story.
Similar to the first story, so he becomes their leader. And he then vows to track down the Flash, kill him, and then take over America with his cult and their powers. And they send a few warnings via terrorist attacks and some sort. And Sav makes an appearance and attacks the Flash, out of nowhere, letting it be known who he is. And then later attacks with his giant army. And that's a second story. And potentially you can add in there that Sav, I thought this was a bit too similar to Mysterio, which is kind of I left it as a PS.
Yep.
He could do something that puts the Flash in a bad light, and America turns on him.
Yeah. Okay.
And he becomes a hated. And
Yep.
so when Sav's we're going to return and we're going to wipe you out, the government doesn't believe the Flash.
Yep.
And they come and blindside them. And that could be a potential thing.
Yep.
And then the ending is, I actually took this from the Flash Rebirth miniseries. So Savitar was able to escape from the Speed Force, but he was run down by the Flash. And Savitar disintegrated when the Flash touched him, because Professor Zoom altered Barry's Speed Force connection to make Flash shift in reverse, cursed to kill every Speed Force user within a single touch. But I wasn't sure how I could include Professor Zoom in the movie, but we could make it work somehow.
I definitely love that. I actually really enjoyed that movie pitch. Like I was very confident with mine, but I liked that one so much more.
Yeah, I'm not sure which whether the first or second one was good.
I'd go with. I really liked the first one, and I was like, I don't know how. Like I didn't think I'd like the second one more, but I think I like the second one more because I think you could be a really cool thing where he goes back to his nation, like you said, and then he gives them all powers, and then you have an army, and then the Flash has to be like, well, I can't face them all on his own, so he gets like Jay Garrick, the old Flash. You have Kid Flash.
Yeah, and like a few other characters.
Yeah, you know
what
I mean.
Could get Professor Zoom if you want to make him good.
Yep, you can get Impulse, Barry's grandson. Like that could be really cool. I like that. I really like that. That'd be really.
I'm
awesome.
keen for yours too because you were really excited about yours.
I was very excited about mine.
But yeah, that's my pitch.
I liked it a lot.
Thank you, my friend.
But I think for the second one, so the one I just said about the Earth Nation, I think if you're going to have all those other people, like where you see all the other people have his power as well, I think you'd have to probably do that for like Flash 2. Yeah. Where you've kind of established the universe a little bit more. If that makes sense.
But I make 2 movies out of this.
Yeah, I reckon you could. But I love that. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you, my friend.
That's really good.
I'm glad you enjoyed.
I really.
All right, I'm excited for yours. You got a smile on your face. You ready to read this?
Yeah. So mine's like a little bit more like it's a little bit more descriptive in some areas.
No, that's okay.
Like I kind of go into a bit more depth in some, and then others I'm just like it speeds. There's filler in between.
Yeah, I needed it shorter because I had 2 different storylines.
I like it.
Where I
really like it.
No, I'm excited for yours. Go.
Okay, so my villain is Captain Cold, aka Leonard Snart. It takes place after the events of the awful movie that is Justice League, where Barry has begun to don the mantle of the Flash and no longer hiding his powers, and he's part of the Justice League. So the movie starts with a montage of about 6 months just playing, showing Barry putting away villains such as Captain Boomerang, Mirror Master, and the Trickster. All the while, he continues to maintain his relationship with his father, who recently was let out of jail after being wrongly accused of killing his mother.
Lovely.
Like his origin. So, whilst Barry is beginning to enjoy his new life as a Scarlet Speedstar, Leonard Snart, who at this point of the story is just a skilled assassin with no powers, is being recruited by Amanda Waller for Task Force X, or as most know it, the Suicide Squad. So Snart argues against it, doesn't want to do it, and he begins to formulate a quick plan to ensure that he's not implanted with the bomb in his neck. So he works out that by ensuring his body remains at a cool enough temperature of about 16 degrees Celsius, the bomb cannot detonate, as it requires a certain temperature in order to formulate and blow up. So, sorry, I just lost my...
That's okay.
Thus, Snart constantly injects himself with a small dose of liquid nitrogen he's able to get his hands on whilst in prison from Mr. Freeze, and in doing so he lowers and stabilizes his body temperature to 16 degrees Celsius. He begins his first mission with the Suicide Squad, which he does reluctantly end up being a part of, swiftly evading all the members and ditching the party, and as predicted, Waller is not able to detonate the bomb. However, whilst escaping, he gets caught up with Barry Allen, who is currently at his day job as a CSI for the Central City Police. Snart, in his trademark visors and blue leather jacket with fluff, similar to his comic book costume, runs, thinking he will be an instant suspect in the murder case that Barry is working on just in that moment. Barry notices Snart run and chases him down easily, but when he goes to grab him, his hand goes instantly blue, slowing down his cells and muscles to the point where he becomes lethargic, and Snart gets away because of Snart's lowered body temperature.
Yep.
So moving on to Act 2, Barry's still kind of mesmerized by the events that have taken place at the crime scene a week ago. He's only just returned to full strength in his arm and wonders what his next plan should be. Meanwhile, Snart, now Captain Cold, has manufactured his body temperature into a viable weapon that he can shoot out of his gun. They can shoot freezing cold blood, debilitating and slowing down anyone he chooses. He goes on a bank robbery spree, constantly tweaking and improving his formula, and Barry realizes he must step in and attempts to take Cold down without touching him or getting shot. An epic battle ensues in the main point of Central City. Many citizens become frozen, contracting a case worse than hypothermia.
Yep.
And the Flash struggles mightily and must flee, reevaluating his strategy once again for Snart. Captain Cold basks in his success, once again making slight adjustments to his weapon, and he begins to wonder what the next move he should make is. Finally, he settles on recruiting all members of the Task Force X project, so he breaks into Bellrev, the prison where all superpower villains are kept, and injects Captain Boomerang, Mirror Master, Bronze Tiger, and King Shark with his frozen blood. With the four being weakened and newly injected, Cold makes his escape with them, taking them to his lab where he houses them whilst he ensures they remain alive. Once stable, Captain Cold then convinces them of how better off they are with their newfound form, and he forms the Frozen Fiends, his new supervillain group, to take down the Flash. So Captain Cold, Mirror Master, and the others begin to poison Central City's water supply. This is Act 3 now.
Yep.
With Cold's frozen blood, attempting to turn the city into a barren wasteland of ice. The Flash, meanwhile, is dealing with his own problems with his dad, as their relationship has just started to become negative. Because it's just been revealed that Henry Allen actually was the one who murdered his mum, and he got out of jail out of a technicality that can be explored earlier in the movie, and that relationship kind of develops. It's not just sudden.
Yeah.
So, not in the right frame of mind, Barry bolts away trying to clear his head, but stumbles upon the Frozen Fiends, poisoning the water and attempts to stop them. Having devised a strategy to ensure he doesn't touch them, the Flash takes them down but is now facing Captain Cold. They engage in another climactic battle where the Flash finally wins after nearly being taken out multiple times. However, the final threat of the water supply being tampered with is still in play. Barry thinks quickly and deciphers that if he can run at a high enough speed, he'll be able to reverse the temperature of the water supply, diluting Captain Cold's blood and thus making it pure again. And that's kind of where the movie ends. But then Barry returns to his home to see his father has left a note on his bed reading, "See you in a flash, Barry." So Henry's worked out that Barry is the Flash, and it's kind of teased that Henry Allen is the Reverse Flash.
Wow.
And that's the end of my move. That's the end of my
I
pitch.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's really good.
Thank you, man.
Look, we need to fucking we need to fly to Hollywood. You know what it is? We need to fly to Hollywood and pitch these.
I think we might have to.
Let's book the flight. It's only about $3,000. We'll hopefully make a little bit more off the paycheck.
Look, at least 3,200.
Yeah.
And then I'm cool to go.
All right, fantastic. No, but I really like that. It sets up like multiple movies. Check for DC.
Thank you.
It has a new villain. Check. And it brings back old, like, it's really good. I like it. It's unique as well, which is what I like about it.
Thank you.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a concept that, I mean, how do I explain this? Like, the whole, like, villain's agenda is different to what I've, like, the previous movies. I don't know what, like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I tried to make it different in the fact that when we did the Man of Steel 2 pitch, I had Clayface, and I didn't want to do Clayface? No, I had
Taserface.
Taserface. That makes me laugh every time. No, I had what's his name? Parasite.
Yeah.
And like I didn't. He was mad at Superman. I'm pretty sure from my pitch was because he like there was things in his past that he hated Superman for. So I didn't want to be like Captain Cold grew up with Barry. And he was pissed off at him from an early age, and he went to a life of crime. I didn't want to be like cliche like that, so I kind of wanted to change it in the fact that like his intentions are just because he's an idiot and purely maniac a bit, I guess. So I tried to do that, but yeah, I mean you got to work out a few of the details within the movie, but yeah, that's my pitch.
I like that.
Thank you.
This is fantastic.
I thought ours were really good.
I think we did...
Not to toot our own horn.
Not to toot our own horns, but I think we did better this time.
I think so too. I think we had a bit more experience under our belt.
Oh.
Yeah, look, if you guys like them, please tell us. Like, let us know on Instagram at TRSM Podcast or Twitter at TRSM Podcast.
Yeah, we'd honestly love to make this like a regular series. We keep it in the podcast or even like chuck on the YouTube channel as like a bonus.
Yeah, just let us know if you want to keep seeing this and hearing this, because I think we certainly enjoy doing it.
We still enjoy these, and like it's just, I feel like it's unique. Like I don't know anybody else that does this. Probably just like somebody the same type of podcast as us that does the same thing that we don't know about.
Oh, I'm sure there's someone, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not like a mainstream concept which we know about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we enjoy it, and that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a dry week for news overall, which is why we decided to include the pitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just very quiet. I think it's post a bunch of events and kind of like
Everything's a bit on the quiet down, I think.
yeah,
End of summer as well in the US.
like 3.
Not that that matters,
and
but
then,
I
like-
thought it was noteworthy.
Yeah, no, because summer's over, so everybody like the whole big movies have come out, and like
Yeah.
nothing really comes out for a while until Christmas time.
Oh, but in saying that, we've got It this week.
It does come out this week.
Yeah. So I
It
think
does.
it does, yes. So I think we are planning on seeing it. We're going to hope to see it this week. If not, it'll be the week after. I mean, we'll have a regular size review for you probably next week.
Yeah,
We're going to be hopeful in next week.
yeah. We're looking to hopefully see it on Sunday. Otherwise Monday when we record the podcast. So we should hopefully get one at this week. We could even meet on Tuesday or Wednesday and record it. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
But it's going to be very exciting. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be scared. And I still need to watch the first one before we go. So that's going
I'm
to be a
so
fun task
excited.
this week.
I'm so excited.
I know, I can tell you are.
Yeah, I
That's
really
all right.
am.
That's all right.
But yeah, no, we'll do a regular size review on that next week.
Yeah, it sounds good. Well, yes, that was the end of the podcast. We hope you guys definitely did enjoy. If you guys want to support us and show us some love or even just talk to us, whatever, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at TRSM Podcast. We definitely appreciate all the feedback and all the love. And yeah, thank you guys for supporting us. We're 15 weeks down and we love what we're doing here.
Yeah, 100%.
we honestly have fun. We always look forward to this. It makes our Mondays a lot better. And we want to keep doing that for you guys. And seeing all the positive feedback and all the love is just something that we just...
It's very heartwarming.
It's very great. And we love to see it.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, that's the end of the podcast this week. Hope you have a great week. And we will see you guys... Guess what? Next week. All right, have a good one, guys. Peace out.